Call is now being recorded.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
At the
we
FBI?
Are official. Well, as far as I know, it's not, but you never know.
It would be very, you know what? It would be very clever of the FBI and the various government agencies when they're eavesdropping to have a voice like that. You know, 'cause I don't know if you heard the voice, but it's just like a girl. Your call.
Yes, it's actually Google Voice, so it's Ms. Google.
Yeah. Oh, so you wouldn't think, hey, I'm being. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Right, I hear you. So, tell me about the show. Is this going to be completely?
The show will be Doors. Are you calling about the Ray and Robbie?
Yes.
Yeah, Ray Manzarek, Robbie Krieger of the Doors. We're going to play Doors songs.
Okay.
You will hear the writer of Light My Fire and the keyboard player who played the opening riff on Light My Fire. The actual human beings alive playing for you. Maybe for the last time ever.
Really? Why is that?
Well, because we're getting old.
Are you announcing your retirement?
No, I'm not announcing anything. I'm just telling you that this could be the last time we play live in New Jersey. Who knows? We might not play live in New Jersey ever again.
No,
but the future's uncertain and the end is always near. So we'll play Doors songs for you. You'll hear all the Doors songs you need to hear. And you'll have them wild and crazy. By the end of the night, you'll be in a frenzy, which is what usually happens at our concerts. Whether they be in Europe, Mexico, or New Jersey. A frenzy will take hold of you. And by the time we get to, L.A. Woman, Jesus, it'll be cranking, man. So you'll have a lot of fun.
And are you singing lead vocals or just?
No. Dave Brock. We have a singer, Dave Brock.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 people on stage. Bass player.
Right.
I don't have to play the left-hand bass. So there's 5 guys. Bass player, drummer, Ray and Robbie, and Dave Brock singing. And
are you allowed to use the name of the Doors, or because you don't you refer to it as a Ray and Robbie show?
No, technically you cannot use an a judge has told me who I am, which is I'm very happy about that. He told me what I can do professionally and what I can't. So we're not allowed to use the name The Doors, period.
But I can refer to you as Ray Manzarek of the Doors because you were a member of the Doors, right?
Yes, he hasn't taken that away.
Okay, I just want to just trying to figure out my parameters here. So.
Oh, your parameters are you can say anything you want, man.
And so, in performing the songs, are you reinterpreting them, or how would it compare to the album version, say, when you're playing?
Well, it won't be exact. They're never like the album version. The album version is one snapshot of eternity. And they're Light My Fire is like the album version, but we always improvise. There's improvisation going on. So there will be variations. You will know that the song is Light My Fire, but it's not going to be so different that you're going to go, that's not like the record. It'll be like the record. It'll be like the record, but not like the record. You never know what's going to happen. It's always, it's an existential moment on stage. You never know what's going to happen.
Even after all of these years, you feel that way?
Sure. Because all these years haven't been all these years. It's not as if we've been playing continuously since 1967. People say, don't you get sick of playing Light My Fire? Are you kidding? You get sick of sex? It's the same thing, man. We're making love on stage. We're having our little... spiritual, psychological orgasms with the audience. So we love playing. But, we don't play that much either, We're too old to play that much. We go out and do little, a week or two, and that's about it, and go home. We had a long tour of Europe just recently in the summertime. We were in Europe for 3 whole weeks. So we
that's quite a tour. Yeah.
3 weeks, man. We don't do more than 3 weeks. And that's only once in a while. Choice select gigs.
Right.
Catch them while you can. They're coming through, folks, and they're leaving. They're leaving on a fast train. They're jumping off the train, they're playing their show, they're back on the train, and they're gone into eternity, into infinity.
So I wanted to ask you about some of your influences. I read that in your the Little Red Book got you started when you were first taking, I guess, piano lessons. And where did you go from there in terms of all the different kinds of
That's
styles?
no. This question, that's too much, man. We're not going into the personal life of Ray Manzarek and his studying of keyboards from the time he was 8. Who are my influences? My influences are John Coltrane and Miles Davis and Muddy Waters and Igor Stravinsky. I think that'll suffice for the readers.
Okay, it's up to you. However you want to answer. I ask you answer how you want to. That's the way these things work,
Indeed,
as you know.
It is.
Okay, so let's move on. I also wanted to ask you about the Oliver Stone film about the Doors.
Didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Over the top. Over the top. Not the Jim Morrison I knew.
Uh-huh. And so are you moving forward? I think there was a project you're working on to try and tell the story through in a musical format. Is that still something you work on, or?
At this, you mean a movie?
I read somewhere that there was a musical, maybe it was a stage musical. I'm not sure what the project was, but that you wanted
you read
to sort
something.
of do something.
And something that there was something about. Was it a musical, a stage presentation?
Yes, I think it was.
Is that what you're asking about? Well, there's always something in the works. We've got all kinds of things in the works. Well, it's just a matter of, ideas float around, and we'll see what comes to fruition. But there's nothing definite to report on a stage version.
And when you say that, it's not the Jim Morrison you knew, and what, could you give an example of what you mean, or talk about, how it was off or inaccurate?
Oh, it was over the. No, we'd have to do a whole Oliver Stone thing again. That'd be like that's too much to do. It was just over the. It was Oliver Stone in leather pants. It wasn't Jim Morrison. It was Oliver Stone in leather pants, acting out as outrageously as Oliver Stone could possibly react to the situation surrounding him. But I would suggest that you look at the Doors documentary, When You're Strange. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it, no.
Yeah, I know you haven't. Narrated by Johnny Depp. Have you ever heard of it?
You don't have to insult me. I mean,
I'm
yes,
not
I've heard of it.
insulting you.
Well, you're a little bit dismissive.
Oh, you're touchy. You're touchy. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
you certainly are. How old are you?
I'm 46 years old.
46 years old. You're a man. I'm not insulting you. I could see you being insulted if you were 23, but you're an adult human being. All I'm asking you is, have you seen the documentary film? And I knew you didn't, and you didn't. I can tell by the questions you were asking. You didn't see the documentary. Why don't you see the documentary? It's The Real Doors. When You're Strange, narrated by Johnny Depp. Won the Grammy 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Real Doors with the real Jim Morrison.
Okay, I'll put it on my playlist.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Okay, so I guess my next question is about, how you think the Doors would be received if they were, you were to suddenly be the new band of the moment. Would it be how different it would have been versus, at the time?
It would be just like the old days. I don't think anything would be any different.
Why is that? Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't think anything is any different. I think if it came out today and you'd never heard the song "Light My Fire," and all of a sudden you heard "Light My Fire" on the radio or on the internet or something, you'd say, "Hey, what a great song! Who is that band?" And you'd think the Doors were fabulous, and then you'd see the lead singer and you'd go, "Holy shit, he's incredible!" And then you'd listen to more music and you'd say, "Wow, that's good music. I like that music. I like that song. I like that break on through." It'd be exactly the same thing. I don't think anything is any different. The only difference.
I guess I was talking more about some of the controversy when you were performances. There were, police would come in and stop performances.
Oh, who cares about that shit, man? Come on. We're talking about the music here. Robbie and I are coming to New Jersey, and we're going to play our music. It's the music. It's only the music. How would we be received today? Would we be arrested? Probably not. Things are looser. Things are looser today. You know, I don't think Jim would be arrested for what. Well, you never know what happened in New Haven. That's possible. He'd still be arrested. Come to think of it, he probably would be arrested in Florida, especially in Florida. Holy Christ, with the right wing about to take over or trying to take over, they could arrest him again. My God, the whole thing could happen one more time. It's very possible. It could be exactly the same, except in the 21st century.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know that. It's pure speculation.
Okay, Ray. Well, that's everything on the list of questions.
Well, very good, and I certainly hope you weren't offended or insulted. I have no reason to insult you since I don't have the vaguest idea who you are. You know, so we're just answering your questions.
Well, I guess it was just one of those moments. So.
Yeah, one of those moments in time when people cross egos, and you know, I don't know what you had in mind for the interview, but as far as my telling you my personal history of how I learned the piano, that's a lot more than I wanted to really talk about.
Well, the reason why I was asking the question I was asking is because our readers are not necessarily experts on the Doors, and we like to try and introduce them or reintroduce them to, even though the band is obviously well known in certain contexts, maybe someone may not know.
Well, you know what? Tell them
so
to
that's the
go
idea
see the
behind
movie.
the question. So
tell them to see the documentary.
Well,
they'll like
you know, I may try and mention it, but in the short amount of space I have, I'm trying to just give a sense of who the Doors were, who you are today as a person, and that's the reason I asked the question.
Well,
I'm not pretending to be an expert, and
a lot more. Listen, man, that's a lot more than I wanted to get into. I'm about to wash my face and hands, put on my exercise equipment, go to the gym, pump some iron. It's a gorgeous day here in California, and thank you very much, and God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Ray. Bye-bye.